so not thrilled about this. So girl walks into this store here, okay? This girl, I know. And she's lived a zero-drop life for 20 years, worked from home, and only put shoes on 10% of the time. What would you sell her for a shoe if she's gonna thru-hike the Appalachian Trail? Would you say ultras? Would you say?
Some people like the ultras. We stopped selling them because of the failure rate and it's a lot easier to go from a zero drop up to something with a heel lift for a drop from the heel to the ball of the foot.
Okay.
It's when you go back down where your heel's used to being up.
Right.
You go back down, everything in the back of the leg is straight.
I swore I'd never wear these again. I'm gonna eat my words. That's why you should never say stuff like that.
What are these, waterproof?
No, they're mid. So I'm taking I'm gonna try every shoe ever made before I'm done this hike.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Topo. Good morning-ish still. It's 11:35. We're just starting day 70. I'm Sunshine.
And I'm Captain, and we're still walking.
And we're still talking. Today we are going from Black Horse Gap to Daleville. We are actually going southbound on the trail because of I officially have tendonitis in my ankle area. And as a result, today I'm trying out. Many of you are going to be very, very excited about this because there's about 4 of you who are like, get hiking boots. I've got mid-length boots on today to stabilize my ankles a bit more, to give them an opportunity to heal, if that's even possible while you're hiking. I'm going to give you more information on this later, but that is why we are heading southbound into Daleville today to test these out. And if something isn't working right with them, or if I need inserts, we can go back to the outfitter and readjust, as well as we're slack packing. Woohoo! Because Will came to meet us for the night, which actually ended up being very convenient because of my tendonitis issue. And he will, we are hiking southbound into Daleville because it's a little bit of an easier hike in the sense, it's up and downs both ways, but in the beginning coming out of Daleville is a straight up, and that's usually what bothers my tendonitis the most. So we're gonna go down in the beginning and then up and then down, and hopefully it'll give my ankles a chance to transition to these mid-length boots. And yeah, we'll keep you informed of what's going on. I've got some more to share about it, but let's get hiking. 13.6 miles, I think, today.
And this is probably one of the lightest days we've ever had.
It is, but it's supposed to be in the 90s today. So we're packing out extra water. We got a new C-Knock. We got a different version. We'll share that once we get at the water.
And I also have new lighter pants.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of new things. So we'll share all that later a little bit, guys. Let's get rolling. Captain, it does not look like you have different pants, because they look almost exactly the same. They're the same company, but these are their summer, spring, I think snowboarding?
Lighter pants. That's
lighter pants. Before he had the fleece line snowboarding rainproof, and it's the same exact company, but believe it or not, guys, their branding, graphic designer, former graphic designer here, is terrible. There's not one thing on the pant that says what brand it is, and I can't remember. So Will, when he gets to this, will call me and I'll have him look in my email files and we'll put the name on the screen because he loves them. These zip off. Well, he loves the other ones. The jury's still out on these, but he said they're comfortable and have a lot of air in them so far. Anything else you want to add about those pants?
I wonder if they're still waterproof.
That's a good question. I don't know if they're waterproof. Are they tight at the ankle? It's hard to tell.
Slightly.
Are they like an elastic band?
Yeah.
And how many pockets do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
4 pockets, and he loved that with the other ones because he would put his trash from eating in the side pocket. There's
5.
5. There's a back pocket too, I guess. So we'll give you, if you don't hear from us again, that means he liked them. If we start complaining about them, well, that means we didn't like them. So I'm going to tell you a story about me yesterday. And it might take a couple minutes because I really want you to get the full scope of it, okay? I think this is so important, even if you're not planning on hiking the trail, just to kind of know the whole scoop of what's going on behind the scenes, particularly with me, because I'm more than willing to share, and it's not a privacy thing. If Captain had something he didn't want to share, then I wouldn't share it. Yesterday was, and I know I've said this, but I'm going to give you the deeper look into it now. Yesterday was dark for me. The day before was pretty dark too. I have been struggling with what I now know as tendonitis we're going to cross the third of the way there mark today. And I would say I've been struggling with this from varying degrees of pain for about 550 of our 750-ish miles. I'm not a complainer. I'm not much of a fusser or a whiner. I've shared it with you guys from time to time, but I haven't kind of given you the full scope of it. I don't know why. Maybe because I just needed to stay in a positive place, okay? And so it's scary when you have that much pain early on in a hike and, you know, you're 100, 200 miles into it, 300 miles into it. So you guys saw, I think it was day 47, where I shared what I was feeling. I shed some tears. Yesterday, I didn't just shed some tears. I had a full-on huffing, puffing cry fest. Will was already going to be meeting us, and I had Captain call him and ask him to come hike in like 0.4 of a mile into the trail, because it was the last 0.6 were 0.3 up and 0.3 down for us. And sorry, I'm so congested today. I just couldn't do it. Mentally, I'm so there, guys. I'll be the girl crawling up, tied on my hands and knees, on my elbows, with the legs dragging behind me if I have to. But I was beyond the level of pain, and it really felt like I didn't know what was going to happen, but it felt like I would never, ever ask him to stop his hike. But it felt like I might be becoming support and hiking only a couple days a week and letting him hike on his own, slack packing where I drop him off. I wasn't resolved to that, but I was pretty resolved to the fact that come today, I would be dropping him off on the trail. I would be going to the ER, and I would be skipping today's hike and then coming back to do it when he went to visit his sister in July for 3 days. That was the conclusion I had come to hiking those last 3 hours. And it scared me because I didn't know. I don't want to be in the middle of a mountain range and have to drag myself out, you know? So Will hiked in, well, he kind of walked into me. He was only like 0.6 of a mile in. We sat down on a log. I had a really good cry. He was super supportive. And he's like, we'll figure this out. And so he carried my pack out. We went for sushi. He convinced me to go to the emergency room and get an x-ray, even though I was super reluctant and so tired. We hiked 15 miles in the heat and with pain yesterday, and it was hard. And I just wanted to shower and just lay in the comfy bed. But I went. I was pretty confident it wasn't a stress fracture because it's on both of my inner ankles. That'd be really weird if they both stress fracture at the same time. But I feel better. I spoke with the doctor. He gave me his advice. I did what I always do when I have access to it. I ice, I elevate, I stretch. And then on the trail, I was saying to myself, listen, if this is just some sort of tendonitis, you need to stabilize your ankles. And as much as I really don't like mid or full, whatever they're called, hiking boots, I thought that this was the best solution for this situation. And when I spoke with the doctor, he agreed. He was pretty much like, I know you're not just gonna go rest for a month, so what can we do in the meantime? You can take anti-inflammatories, stretch, ice, elevate, and get into some boots that offer more of an ankle support. So I guess I could have been the doctor. Anyway, I agreed with what he said. That was already the plan. And so this morning I went up, I got my boots, and today that is why we are hiking southbound back to Will, is This is a little bit easier than coming out of Daleville, going straight up. It gives my feet an opportunity to adjust to these new shoes a little bit. Also, hiking back in the Daleville, and Will's gonna spend one more night in a hotel before he goes back to Damascus, gives me the opportunity to see if, oh my gosh, they're so much worse, or wow, it's helping. Only been on the trail 2 miles, so not that long. So far it feels great, but they always do feel better earlier in the morning, especially when the heat is not here. And the terrain is not too tough. We've just done a down, and now we're on a straightaway. So that was a very, very long explanation. I mentally could not tape this for you guys in the moment yesterday. I was so upset. Like, I couldn't have even spoke because I was crying so hard. And just thinking about it right now makes me want to cry because I'm so happy I'm out here and I'm walking and I'm so happy. I really want to do this with my son. And I'm not going to stop him from doing it if I can't, but I always said it wouldn't get me mentally. There's no friggin' way. But, you know, sometimes physical things we can't control, especially the fact that I'm not in my 20s. And I know there are plenty of people out here hiking my age and older, and they're doing great, but you just never know, right? Age is against you to an extent. You have the opportunity for more injuries and a shorter recovery time the older you get. That's just reality. So I'm so happy that I'm out here today, and it feels good so far. And I'm willing to continue to hike with pain. I just can't get to the point where it's dangerous and I can't walk. And yesterday was really, really scary for me. So thank you for being here. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for all those who've reached out to us for trail magic and slack packing and all that stuff. That's another reason slack packing is really good today, because the doctor did say, lighten your pack load. And I'm under 25 now because I just got rid of my quilt. I don't know exactly what I'm at. I don't have a scale, but I'm getting lighter, and that makes a huge difference in just giving my feet a break today with different shoes and a lighter pack. It's tremendous. Okay, this is getting so long. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll circle back later and talk about my shoes, what brand I bought, why I went with what I went with, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. So, let's see. Our CNOC bag that we put our water in and then filter it through the Sawyer squeeze got a puncture in it. And actually we've heard this from a couple people that theirs puncture easily. So we had to scrap that and go buy a new one. And we liked our CNOC, so we were gonna buy another one, but the outfitter in Daleville did not have CNOC, so we're going with Platypus. Can you hold that up to show everyone? So it doesn't have as big of an opening for the water, but he's making it work. It holds what, 2 liters, honey?
It holds 3.
Holds 3. Did our other one only hold 2?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It doesn't look that much bigger either, like more cumbersome or anything.
It isn't. It is slightly more thin, but...
Wow. Maybe it'll still hold up fine. So basically what he does is he does all the water, or most of the water. He finds a flow, he fills it up.
And normally it's a lot easier to fill up than this.
Yeah, this one's just a very shallow flow, so it's hard. It's going to take longer. And then you attach it to the Sawyer squeeze, right?
And then this one's a new version. Basically, it's tilted.
Oh, because your other one was straight up?
Yes.
Okay.
And now we just...
And you just squeeze it down. And are you having good flow? Because you said you were having bad flow before, and I cleaned out the filter. Is it better?
I don't know. It's kind of relative at this point.
I think that looks like it's going faster. So with the Sawyer squeeze, you have to back flush it, and it gets kind of crud in it, and you'll see dirty water coming out, and you'll see little pieces of grass and stuff like that. And so we hadn't back flushed it in a while. It was pretty dirty, and I think it was compromising the flow.
And
what
then
do I know?
After every time, I just go to get all the water out.
Okay.
Because that is a very useful part of that. And then,
Anything else you want to add about this thing?
very useful.
Very useful. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You must be getting close to that third of the way.
I know. We've been asking people, and they've been saying, "Oh, it's almost there. It's almost there."
Yeah, your heart is a sun, and it shines as it opens.
Where your heart is the sun, and it shines as it opens.
Yeah, your heart is the sun, and it shines as it opens.
Well, your heart is the sun, and it shines as it opens.
Yeah, your bones are the earth, and they sing with the mountains.
Well, your bones are the earth, and they sing with the mountains.
Yeah, your bones are the earth, and they
You guys, look who's here, Jen. Remember her from 2 or 3 days ago? This was not a planned meetup. Seriously, you're running northbound, and we're hiking southbound, and we just happen to meet.
Yep, I happen to have the day off.
It's so crazy. I don't even know if I would have recognized. I mean, I think I would have recognized you. No, I would have. I would have gone like, so I looked up and I'm like, oh, hey, what are you? But it would have thrown me off. Like, wait a minute, because I feel like I'm like 200 miles from your house right now. Like, I know I'm not, but it feels like it, right?
Yeah, and I only drove like 20 minutes to the trail.
Oh my God, that's so depressing.
I had to go to a different
That is so depressing.
Yourself when you let all of the world inside.
Largo uses his frog tog for a face wash as well.
I'm just trying to wipe all the sweat off my face.
Look at all that hair, honey.
I know.
Let's buzz it off tonight. If you do it, I'll do it.
No way. Wait, you would do it?
I would do it if you did it. You want to do that challenge?
No.
Come on.
No way.
So if you've ever been in a situation where you feel like something might be taken away from you that you really want because of your physical, and then all of a sudden, maybe within 24 hours, you're like, I'm back in the game, baby. That's what I feel like today. I feel like I could skip and hop and jump down the trail. I feel great. Is the pain still there? Absolutely. Am I likely going to have to hike with it the whole hike? Probably. I mean, I don't think this is going to fix itself just because of some different shoes. However, it is so minimal what I'm feeling for pain right now compared to yesterday at the same mileage. It's miraculous. Now, I am carrying a super light slack pack. We may find tomorrow that the pack, especially packed out with 2 to 3 liters of water and 5 days of food, I might feel the pressure more. It'll be interesting. I will report back and let you guys know. But I am taking a couple of other things out of my pack, which I'll show you tonight, which aren't necessary. I mean, it's not like it's going to go down to 5 pounds, but every little bit helps. So I'm reporting to you at 4:45 at the end of the day. Probably going to be hiking for about 2 more hours. And just telling you, if yesterday was a 9 on the pain level, and I think it was a 9, it wasn't a 10 because I was still able to walk, but it was pretty damn close. I would say today is about a 3. Now, it's a little bit easier than yesterday. It's 3 miles less, and I'm not carrying my big pack. But I still feel promise in the air. It's so... This is the reality. Voila! Which is super exciting. And we're gonna celebrate with barbecue tonight.
But it's 80 degrees at 6:15, so.
Don't be Debbie Downer. Don't be Captain Downer. I don't like the road walks at all. We don't hear those sounds very often. I'm glad to be leaving them. This feels like we're walking through someone's backyard. We're not. It's so well groomed, and it smells like fresh cut grass. Oh, this is so nice. Look at this. Beach Hill, Troutsville, Hostel and B&B. I think they leave water for people. There's some water there. That's so nice, and some cold drinks. I think they're all. Oh, that's so nice. It's all iced water. That's very sweet, especially out here on these hot days. If you live near a trail and you want to do some trail magic, but don't want to sit there, or don't have the time, or don't even have the money, water in old Gatorade bottles or whatever that is, or plastic soda bottles in a cooler like that, frozen with some ice packs, is really, really helpful to hikers out here. Especially if they're not used, maybe they're a section hiker and they haven't planned enough water. It can be really scary on days like this. So thank you guys for everyone that helps out. So Jen hiked with us for a bit. She got in her car, which was not at the same location Will is getting us at. And we're gonna have dinner with her at the barbecue place. I'm super excited that we get to have another meal with her. We had so much fun at her house with her, Jake, and River. So yippee! And you know what? The funny thing is, I feel like I can smell the barbecue place. And I think it's only about a half a mile, but I don't think I would be able to smell it, but I smell something good. Maybe I'm just really hungry. I didn't know
You're disgusting, Largo. I don't care.
You be disgusting. You eat that. Don't give one of those to Dad either. They actually look
know.
really good.
You know, I should probably wash my hands.
Okay, go wash your hands. Can I have this seriously?
Welcome to the end of day 70.
70. We went from Black Horse Gap southbound to Daleville, and we went 13.6 magical miles. How do you feel today?
I feel amazing.
It's amazing what sleeping in a bed and eating 1,500 calories for breakfast. No, you had more than 1,500, but you had two breakfasts.
Probably around like 1,800 to 2,000.
Wow. We need to be getting that every morning before we even get out of the gate.
No kidding.
All right, best and worst.
I would honestly say my best was just kind of the entire day. Meeting up with a bunch of people that we'd seen previous was really fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That's your best?
Yeah.
Okay, mine too. Seeing Bear Claw again, running into Jen so randomly, and then having dinner with her was really fun at the barbecue place that everyone says we should go to in Daleville, which was wonderful as well. Oh my gosh, we hit a third of the way. That's got to be a best for you, right?
And your feet didn't hurt.
And my feet, they still hurt a little, but just there's tendonitis there, but I could walk. Like it was the best day I've had in a long time. So Togo, woo. I'll give you guys a little more info on the Togos tomorrow, how much they weigh, yada, 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 and what I liked about them and whatnot. But tonight I'm too tired. Any other best today? The trail was pretty easy.
Yeah.
The weather was not in the 90s, probably high 80s, which was great. We're sleeping in a bed tonight. We got an early wake-up call to get back on the trail probably before the sun rises, so with our full packs.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to get Subway again.
Maybe. Okay, do you have a worst for today?
No.
I didn't have a worst for today either. Everything was awesome today. It was awesome. It was a perfect day.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's a perfect day. All right, guys.
So with that, we will see you on day 71.
Bye.
Yep.
Is this going to be your favorite hiking lunch?
Yeah.
Sure beats those power bars.
Hey, Mom. How about these?
Maybe. I like. So, the best part of the trail, there's a lot of best parts. Another best part of the trail is when you see someone you haven't seen in a while who's been here for healing and they say to you, the healing is working. It's like, it's so awesome. Wouldn't this make a cool wallpaper pattern? I love it. I can feel the pain.